All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go racing. The new season begins at Daytona. Kevin Hayes and Mike Zakar on the front row. Gil Guac and Jerry Bergeron on the second row. Les Bentz and Paul Buchanan on the third row. Jim Wardlow and Daryl Klotz on the fourth. Steven Zakar and Kenneth Bartholomew round out your top 10. Channing Vickery and Gerald Thanos Poole starting in 11th and 12th. Warren Moore starting in 13th. Bill Hornback in 14th. Kevin Bruner all the way back in 15th. Andrew Forrester in 16th. Thomas Byram in 17th. John Shermott's in 18th. And Stuart Wright rounding out the 19-car field here at Daytona. This could get interesting with how clean these drivers are. Could see a situation we have never seen before. We could see nobody drop off the back to play it safe in the early going. This pack could stay 19 cars deep all night long. The spotters definitely have their hands full here tonight. They will be 3 wide for a lot of this one. Hey, thank you, Noob Masters. Down the back straightaway, drivers getting ready to drop. iRacing pace car leads them into turn 3. They are ready to go. Most of these drivers will be looking for help early. It oftentimes with this next-gen car is difficult to make a run single-handedly. You've got to use the side draft and you've got to have some help to make a move. To look for drivers to be paired up, making their way toward the front. Pace car heads in. We head toward the green flag. There is Barney in the flag stand. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away. Everybody side by side all the way towards turn 1. Kevin Hayes out front already, but he moves up to the high line. Mike Zakar up top, starting to make a move past the 3. Outside line here does have a tendency to have a bit of an advantage on the straightaways. Inside line has the advantage through the turns. We'll see how that plays out as Mike Zakar drops to the bottom and leads lap 1. Daryl Klotz started to make his way forward in the 41 car. Klotz already up a couple of spots. Kenneth Bartholomew also up a couple of spots. Biggest mover so far. Was showing as Kevin Bruner, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Looks like we had a weird scoring glitch there for a second. Gerald Thanos Poole dropping back to 13th. Bruner now up into 12th. Fastest lap so far, driven by Steven Zakar. Oh, we got one kissing the wall. It was Zakar. Jerry Bergeron now into the lead in the one car. Mike Zakar trying to fight back on the bottom, but again out of turn 4, that outside line will have the momentum advantage as the nose of the one car pulls ahead down the front straightaway. But Zakar gets ahead as they cross the start-finish line. Steven Zakar back in 8th place, looking to work his way up and help Mike out front. Meanwhile, Paul Buchanan in the 44 up on the high line, trying to push that outside line forward, maybe get himself into the lead. Fuel strategy is definitely going to be interesting here. They have to go to at least a lap 20 to make it on a fuel run and to make it to the end with one stop. Some drivers who spend the entire race out front likely going to have to make, or potentially have to make, 2 stops tonight. Those drivers sitting back behind, no, can go 21, maybe even 22 laps if they're careful on the fuel. The fuel strategy extremely tight tonight. And it looks like we've had a few cars actually kissing that outside safer barrier. Seen a little smoke out of a few of them. Nobody having any major problems here. Hey, good evening, Becky. Steven Zakar almost got the wall again. Steven already up 2 spots, now 3 into 6th place. Also on the move, Kevin Bruder now up 6 spots into 9th. Meanwhile, Paul Buchanan out front has taken the lead and looks like he may lead for the first time tonight. Paul Buchanan does lead. Seven laps in so far, no problems on track. Definitely starting to see a few drivers peek out here and there, making sure they keep those engines cool, and almost had some excitement there as Kevin Bruner is now up into 6th. Darrell Klotz, Jerry Bergeron still out front. Kevin Bruner has been on the attack since the drop of the green flag. He was not happy with his qualifying run. Neither was Gerald Thanos Poole, who now sits back in 13th. Looks like Gerald is just riding for the moment. Jim Wardlow also riding back behind, and a group has broken off the back, led by Bill Hornback, Andrew Forrester, Thomas Byram, Stuart Wright. John Shermont's way off the tail end all alone. A lot of these drivers in the lead pack just sitting here riding for the moment. That second group now 4.5 seconds behind the lead pack. They are going to have to tighten up if they want any chance of pulling back to the lead pack. Halfway to the first pit stop. Oh, things get... Oh, we've got one car around. Channing victory involved the first incident of the night. He clears the racing surface. There will not be a caution. Let's take a look and see what happened with Channing. Oh, looks like the car behind just drifted off track a little bit, came back up and got into Channing, who blocks him up and amazingly keeps it off the wall. Great save by Channing. He does lose a ton of track position. Has now dropped all the way back to 18th. John Shermans will catch up with him here shortly. Hopefully they can work together to make up some ground. Meanwhile, Darrell Klotz and Paul Buchanan have gotten single file, put a couple of car lengths between them and third place Mike Zakar. Oh, a lot of kissing the wall that time through 1 and 2. That second pack starting to gain ground. Gerald Poole fell off that lead pack. Now that second pack will be able to get connected with him. Hopefully they will be able to work their way back up. Kenneth Bartholomew now at the tail end of that lead pack in 12th. Don't forget, later tonight we will have the HTSAI Community Convoy, so all you truckers out there, come and join the fun. Kevin Bruner settling in about seventh place for the moment, still up 8 spots, settled in on the bottom. Top 5 pretty much single file at the moment. It is back behind that everybody is side by side trying to find any way toward the front again. Steve Zakar in that 64 Cinnamon Toast Crunch car has kissed that safer barrier a few times now. However, it appears to have just been light contact, no damage to the car. Darrell Klotz continuing to lead, but he has got to be careful. The first few laps, he was back in the pack. But remember, these guys have a very small fuel window to do this on one stop. They have got to be conservative with the fuel here tonight. Pole sitter Kevin Hayes in that Budweiser car, currently running in 5th. Still in that lead pack. He did not lead a lap here tonight yet. Drop back has held on in the top 5 and might be one of the smart bets here. He obviously knows how to get around this track and set a fast lap. He's been hanging out in the draft to conserve a little bit of fuel here. Steven Zakar has been trying to work his way forward, get connected with Mike Zakar. So far, Steven up 3 spots. Also, Warren Moore starting to make his way forward. Moore now up 2 spots into 11th. Was in 10th a moment ago. Les Bentz hanging out at the back of that lead pack in that black rifle car. Les playing it pretty safe here, but it looks like Warren Moore is intentionally dropping to the back here. And now that Warren has dropped to the tail end of the field, he really has a great view of just how little grip these cars have. So let's take a lap around Daytona with the 12th place car, Warren Moore. These cars do have a bit more grip than any of the other Cup cars, trucks, or Xfinity cars. You see them a lot more planted than what we have seen with previous generations. But even still, holding one on a perfect line around here is definitely tricky. You have all the air moving around. You have tire wear. The change in the balance of the car as fuel burns off. As you hear Warren keeping out of the gas as much as possible. He can run right up to the back bumper on the car ahead in the blink of an eye, but able to hold off the throttle just a little bit as he comes out of turn 4 and conserve that fuel. He may have fallen off too much as we've got cars coming in. And they're in early. Bill Hornback, Andrew Forrester, Thomas Byram, Stuart Wright, all on pit road. That second pack is in. Now the question is, we know some of these drivers can go 21 to 22 laps on the tank. Will they be able to go the distance from here on fuel? And here comes the lead pack. They're all on pit road. Nobody has any issues hitting pit road this time. Kenneth Bartholomew, Mike Zakar, Kevin Hayes, and Kevin Bruner all stay out. They are trying to extend that fuel run just a little bit longer. And here they come. Is Bruner staying out? Bruner is, caution is out as they come to pit road. The first caution of the night. With 21 laps to go and pit stops had been completed for most of the field. Now give us just a minute. We're going to fix one thing and then we'll do a replay. See what the heck happened. All right, let's see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night. Looks like Channing Vickery involved again. There's Channing coming out of 3 and 4. Puts the left sides down to the apron like he's coming to pit road. Locks up the brakes to slow down and ends up in the outside wall. Channing has definitely had a rough night here tonight. He got turned on the back straightaway. And here comes Kevin Bruner, the only driver that did not come down prior to the caution. Looks like a few more coming in behind him. Jerry Bergeron headed in. Gerald Thanos-Poole and John Shermott, as well as Mike Zakar, all coming in to top off on fuel. That'll give the lead to Paul Buchanan. Good evening to Yaharia Ortega. Thanks for tuning in. Those drivers that pitted with 22 laps to go, rather, with these pace laps should be able to go the distance from here, throwing the fuel question out the window. Those who were concerned about it obviously dropped in and topped off. Kevin Bruner played perfect strategies, currently scored in 11th. Looks like he is gonna move up just a little bit. Bruner saw the caution coming out and was able to stay up on the track, make it work all the way back, hit pit road under caution, take 4 tires and fuel. That could be a huge difference as well for Bruner, as several of the drivers that had already pitted, they only took 2 tires, it looks like. Paul Buchanan, Steve Zakar, Warren Moore, all took only 2 tires, as well as Bill Hornback and Stuart Wright. Bill Shermott and Channing Vickery, the 2 cars 1 lap down at the moment. Both drivers way back in the field. They have a lot of ground to make up here. Thomas Byram was going to go a lap down. He managed to position himself in front of the leader, so he will get waved past the pace car and will maintain the lead lap. We still have 17 cars on the lead lap. Everybody is still in this fight. Gotta say, too, with this group, we know they're one of the cleanest, if not the cleanest league in iRacing. They have done an amazing job, and you can see a ton of respect between the drivers out on track. Another interesting note to that is the fact that per their rules, if they have a problem, they are not to discuss it during the race. It's to be handled after, so there is none of the arguing out on track. It's handled after the race. You got to give credit to this group of most, pretty much all older drivers my age that they go out of their way to be extra respectful, polite, and just great sportsmanship. Pace car drops in. We're going to restart with 17 laps to go and 17 cars on the lead lap. Green flag is in the air. Paul Buchanan leads them down. They are 3 wide at the back of the pack. Everybody settles back into just 2 wide. A little early to be going 3 wide here, boys. We have seen a few 3 wide moves for drivers to advance. Paul Buchanan, Gil Guac, and Jim Wardlow, a little bit of a breakaway at the moment. Les Bentz is now up to 4th. Les was one of those drivers hanging out at the back of the lead pack throughout the first half of this race. Now he is on the attack. Kevin Bruner, the biggest mover of the night so far, currently up in 7th. We've seen him as high as 5th. Not counting him out yet. Oh, here we go. Big wreck on the back straightaway. Kevin Bruner is involved. We have not seen the caution yet. The track is still green. All the drivers still pointed in the right direction. And the biggest mover of the night, Kevin Bruner, gets caught up in that. Let's see if we can see what happened on the backstretch. There you see him coming out of 2. Looks like Bruner moved up. They were briefly 3 wide. Caught the 64 and the 47. Andrew Forrester also catching a piece of that. Forrester is on pit road. Right sides are up. He's going to get 4 tires, or at least 2 tires, and get repairs. Remember, folks, they do not have fast repairs here. And how iRacing did not throw a caution on that one is beyond me. Thomas Byram caught a piece of that, trying to get a better look at his Ford. He actually went off track a little bit trying to avoid that. Does not look like any significant damage. Warren Moore, who got pinched up against the wall, does look like he has some right side fender damage. But very minimal. The car very resilient here. Kevin Bruner all alone at the moment. He's got some right front fender damage as well on that Chevy. Although these next-gen cars do have a tendency to survive smaller incidents like that very well. Hope everybody is having a great night tonight. Don't forget, we are going trucking right after this, as the HTSAI Community Convoy is back. And thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe. Most importantly, hit that share button. Invite your friends and family. And drop into the comments and say hello. A 7-car lead pack at the moment. Jerry Bergeron at the back in 7th. Kenneth Bartholomew leads that second pack about 3 1/4 seconds back with Steve Zakar and Stuart Wright. Excuse me, Bartholomew is pulling 2 lap cars with him. Steve Zakar out there alone. Stuart Wright also coming around. He's got Bill Hornback and I believe Darrell Klotz with him as well. Likely to see a few of these smaller groups towards the back. close up some gaps before this race is over. As they come around with 10 laps to go, it is very unlikely that anybody outside that top 7 is going to be in the battle for the win here tonight. But it is only the start of this 12-race season. So make sure you're coming back every Thursday night at 7:30 Eastern to watch some great Next Gen Cup Series racing. Jerry Bergeron has been trying to make something work on the outside alone, but now it looks like he is going to have a little bit of help as Kevin Hayes pulled up to the high side. Helped pull him forward just a little bit, but now drops back down to that bottom line. And now Gerald Thanos Poole has the run. Meanwhile, Kevin Hayes just set the fastest lap of the night. The leaders are about to start picking up some lap traffic as Warren Moore is just ahead in 15th. Channing Vickery is in one of these groups right now, back behind. He's currently scored in 16th. You got to give it to Channing, though. He has been turned around on the back straightaway, had the problem getting on pit road, has not given up, and is still fighting. And it could come down to a situation. I've seen it. Caution! Caution is back out with 8 laps to go. Steve Zakar involved in this one. Oh, ouch. See if we can back up our replay just a little bit. The 14 up on the high side. Zakar, oh, he gets a run, but then gets a little bit of a push going off into the corner. Nothing he could do. He tried to save it. Darrell Klotz and Steve Zakar now on pit road. Their race likely over. And if any of the drivers had any questions on the remaining fuel here, those questions have been answered. They can go the distance. Hey, good evening, Scott. How are you, buddy? Given the reputation of this league, we have had 2 cautions so far tonight. That may be the most cautions. In fact, it is likely the most cautions we will see all season long over a 12-race season. It is not unusual for these guys to go multiple races without any cautions. Definitely going to make for an awesome, awesome season of racing. Paul Buchanan in the lead. Gil Glock in second. Jim Wardlow has third. Kevin Hayes in fourth. Les Bentz in fifth. Several cars on pit road, including Bill Hornback, Kevin Bruner, Stuart Wright, Thomas Byram. All likely getting some repairs here. Several of them involved in that incident earlier in the race that did not bring out the caution. This is going to bring that pack back together. We had 7 cars fighting for it. Now there will be, looks like 13 cars on the lead lap back into the fight, including Warren Moore, who is the lucky dog and gets waved around. It is Daytona, where anything could happen. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. We'll have some more great streaming going on. And tomorrow night, we do have our Friday Fun League. So all you iRacers out there that want to drive inappropriate cars on inappropriate tracks, no telling what we'll come up with tomorrow night. Also, we have that big MS fundraiser going on right now. And we up the ante this afternoon on that fundraiser, so you definitely want to check that post out on Facebook. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Everybody stacks up, ready to go. What is likely going to be the final restart here tonight. And they will restart this race with 4 laps to go at Daytona. Anybody brave enough to make a prediction in the comments on who's going to pull this one off? Steve Zakar is on pit road still. Andrew Forrester now 9 laps down, but still out on track. Forrester and Channing Vickery, man, those two guys do not give up. And 1 point gained here tonight could be huge at the end of a season. Every lap, every position, every point can count coming down to that final race 11 weeks from tonight. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. 4 to go. Everybody side by side down into turn 1, and it has become every man for himself as Gill pulls ahead. Oh, they're wrecking up front, and somehow the 85 just saved it. Caution is back out with 4 to go. Let's see what happened in 1 and 2. Gill there in the 85 up top. Tries to come down to the bottom, but the lane was already closed. But Paul Buchanan straightened him back out. Let's see if we can see some of the chaos that happened right behind him. Got a few cars that went all the way down to the apron. Everybody checking up. And somehow everybody saved it. That was some extremely, extremely good driving. Gotta hand it to Paul Buchanan as well. Great job by him straightening the 85 car back out. Yahario Ortega cheering on both of the cars here tonight. Mike Curley in 16th. Steven still on pit road in 18th. And we will get a green-white checkered finish here at Daytona. Should get one to green next time by. Kevin Hayes has the lead. Paul Buchanan in second. Jerry Bergeron in third. Gil Guac in fourth. Jim Wardlow currently in fifth. Les Bentz, Kenneth Bartholomew, Gerald Poole, Bill Hornback, and Stuart Wright rounding out your top 10. Stuart Wright started in 19th, Curley in 10th, biggest mover at the moment. Bill Hornback up 5 spots into 9th, Gerald Thanos Poole up 4 spots into 8th, and Paul Buchanan up 4 spots into 2nd. Trying to see if we can get a good camera angle on that, on Paul Buchanan's car. He helped straighten out the 85, but I did not look to see if he took any damage in that incident. Likely very minor if he did. Does look like the splitter and part of the right side is a little dented up, but should not have any significant impact. They have signaled 1 to green. Everybody stacks back up side by side for the green-white checkered restart. 14 cars on the lead lap. All 14 still in the fight. We saw Kevin Bruner come from way behind at the start of this race, make his way into the top 5 in just a couple of laps. Can he pick up 11 spots from here? Or will it be Gerald Thanos Poole, who definitely knows how to draft and fight his way through a pack at Daytona? Or will it be Paul Buchanan or Kevin Hayes, who are starting on the front row? Will they be able to keep everybody behind them? Here we come out of turn 4. Hayes' car will hit pit road. Hayes' car heads in. Kevin Hayes and Paul Buchanan Lead them down. Green flag back in the air. Green, white, checker time at Daytona. Everybody side by side down into one. Only a couple of cars making moves here early. It takes a lap and a half to get these cars up to full speed, so you have to use every bit of momentum off the restart that you can. John Shermott's the last car on the lead lap in 14th, losing touch with the lead pack. Paul Buchanan has the lead. As they come out of turn 4 down the front straightaway, white flag is in the air one more time around Daytona. Does Paul Buchanan? Oh, they are getting a little dicey mid-pack. Gerald Poole trying to find his way through. Jerry Bergeron. Oh, we've got a wreck back behind. 6 cars left in the lead pack. We'll take a look at it in a moment. But out of turn 4, Paul Buchanan has the lead. Does anybody have the momentum? They do not. And Paul Buchanan wins the season opener. Jerry Bergeron comes home in second. Kevin Hayes comes home in third. Let's take a look at what happened on that final lap. And then we will talk to our top 3. Down the back straightaway, everybody trying to make some moves. And it looks like Les Benz got bump drafted. It turned him into Bill Hornback. Les just tries to get it back out on track. Yep, there was Gerald just giving a bad bump. Hornback goes through the grass. Hornback gets a little crazy. Bruner also involved in an incident. Down the back straightaway, and all that happening right in front of the 47 and the 68. They have nowhere to go. Bruner takes the bulk of it into turn 3. And let's see if we can talk to our top 3, starting with, well, first off, we've got Kevin Bruner here. Kevin, that was a wild final lap, buddy.
Yeah, they just let me go from the infield care center here, and I was all over the place.
You definitely were, and you obviously took one heck of a lick on that last lap into another car, then the wall.
Yeah, that car won't get used again.
I don't blame you there, but as season openers go, man, that was a great race by everybody. Let's see if we can talk to our top 3, starting with Kevin Hayes. And Kevin, a great third place finish tonight, man. Quite a run you guys had there at the end. That green-white checkered was one heck of a battle.
Thanks. It's fun. This is fun. This is a fun league, man. This is a fun league. I was trying to hold Jerry down there tight on the low line so I could swing out of 4 and get a good run at Paul. But I've raced with Paul for a long time, and with Gil, with these guys. I've raced with these guys for a long time. I knew it was going to be a clean finish. It's a fun league, man. Really fun league. Kev does a great job with it.
I have to ask, I don't know if I've been pronouncing your last name right, so tell me how to pronounce it so I get it right next week.
Hayes.
Oh, I was saying it right. That was a great guess.
Hey, good for you, man. It's gets pronounced quite a few, different ways, but yep, no, that's the right way. Like I said, thanks for broadcasting for us, and look forward to watching it and running with these guys over the winter here. Thanks a lot, man.
My pleasure. Great job tonight, man. Kevin Hayes comes home in third. Jerry Bergeron comes home in second, but I do not see him available. So let's talk to our winner, Paul Buchanan. Paul, that green-white checker definitely played into your favor. You were able to hold everybody off once you got down to turn 3, headed toward the white flag.
Yeah, I was. I was very fortunate. It just worked out for me.
And it definitely worked out really well. Coming out of turn 4, just did not seem like anybody could mount a run on that final lap. Coming out of 4 and with the chaos behind, definitely played out perfectly for you.
Yeah, it did. I felt like the bottom was the place to be, so I got there as quick as I could. And there at the end, Kevin was coming on the outside. He if we'd have had another half lap, he would have got me. I was getting nervous, but thank goodness I was able to stick around up there.
Well, man, it was a great win. Obviously, an awesome way to start your season, man. Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you. This is my first time getting interviewed, so it's really exciting. I'm nervous as a cat on a hot tin roof.
I've been there, man. You're doing great. Great job tonight as well.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Thank you for what you're doing.
My pleasure. And what an exciting race we had tonight, and what a way to start the season off. One of the great races at Daytona. Man, that first half, they battled nonstop and no cautions. A very limited number of cautions for a race at Daytona as well. It was an awesome night of great racing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Hope everybody had as much fun as we did. Don't forget, we'll be back shortly doing some trucking. You can tune in for the HTSAI Community Convoy, and loved having you guys tune in all the time. We always have something going on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys had a great time. Have a great night, everybody.